the president of GAMP, our invited guests, fellow members, I think that I'm not going to give a speech. The speech has been given by our main speaker. And indeed, the idea was to look at what GAMP have done after the main speech to prepare ourselves for the anniversary, 30th anniversary, which is next month. In fact, we are already 30 years. We are almost there. It's the AGM, which is 29th. And so I'm not going to give a speech. I'm going to just highlight the impact we've made, the small impact we've made for the past 30 years. And I'll begin from where my brother ended. I have said several times that if you go to any community and you want to actually judge the progress of that community or otherwise, look at the state of the youth. If you want to know whether this community is a progressive community or not, go back, check the state of the youth. If the state is good, then that community is progressive. If the state of the youth is not good, then there's a lot of work to be done. And so when we began in 1992, our concept was simple, that there was no any organized group that is actually mentoring the youth. And when we were saying that at the time, we ourselves were the youth. We ourselves were the youth. I was, I think in my last year in training college, our main founder, Brother Mujahid, was a student at Cape Coast University. And the rest of us were all students. We did not have the needed mentorship that we needed to have. So we took the mantle in our own hand. We went searching for our own inspirers and mentors. And that is where we found Dr. Ahmed Isaac Abdullahi. That's where we found Dr. Rabia Tuama. That's where we found now Dr. Sibawe Zakaria. That's where we found Hajia Katumi Mahama. We went to them and said, we want you to mentor us. And like you said, almost every weekend we were at Dr. Rabi's house. Because that was closer to Newtown. Dr. Abdullah was not in Newtown. But she was in Newtown. The thing started from Newtown. So walking from our place to Malata, there is so easy to go all the time. So we actually pestered her. And doctor took us, from the beginning. So when Adam was saying that she was the chief patron for 30 years, yeah, she was a patron for 30 years. From the beginning, she was there for us. And these people inspired us. And our motto was that we will develop ourselves and develop other Muslim youth. We will not even finish developing ourselves before developing others. So from the beginning, all our programs was geared towards developing ourselves and developing the Muslim youth. Where, that place there was a gap. There was nobody trying to mentor. Before we came in, there was Ghana Muslim Youth Movement. The Ghana Muslim Youth Movement, which was actually anchored by Sheikh Gadal and Alhaji Baba, who is late, Alhaji Muhyiddin, Baba Chene. They began Ghana Muslim Youth Movement. And all of us, almost all the members who started Ghana Muslim Academy were members of the GMYM. But like you said, when we went to GMYM, it was the open for all organization. Those who have gone to school, those who have not gone to school, those who are have manners, those who don't have manners, we are all there. And at a meeting, we can spend 1 hour fighting. Our meeting place was Abosokan Mosque. So those of us who were have gone to secondary school and we are in the universities and tertiary institutions, decided that we want to have another meeting. We will not leave JMYM. I became JMYM president at Newtown. But we will still meet as those who are in education, those who have gone to school. So we can champion a particular cause that will be understandable by those who have gone to school. Because we go here and we all fight all the time. Mujahid was there, all of us were there. Then when we formed the academy, Muslim Academy, we became traitors. We became enemies. And so the Ghana Muslim Youth Movement, even though we were with them, they didn't trust us. Because they think that we were being elitists. Okay? School. Okay, fine. But we were with them. But unfortunately, GMIM collapsed. Academy, I think, was formed 3 years after GMIM. GMIM came around 1989. It collapsed because of this confusion. But we decided to move on. And since then, our programs have been how to develop the Muslim youth. So at a certain point in time, people thought that we were a youth organization. We were not. We were an organization fighting for the Muslim youth. So at the point in time, people were saying, and now, like he's saying, now we are not 35. We are about the range, 15 to 35. But I said my most academy. That is why at a point in time, some of us were thinking that we have to change the name of Ghana Muslim Academy to Ghana Academy of Muslim Professionals. It took us some time for us to get that idea to move on. I will share some few important impacts we've made. The president has said a lot of it. I think my brother has also said a lot of it. Some few years back, about 3 or 4 years ago, I was in Technical University to give a speech on a GIMSA program. And I was sitting with a lecturer, one of their lecturers, who is chairing. And when, after finishing giving my speech, and the chairman was coming to comment on my speech, he said, Alhaji Zagoon, I'm surprised that Alhaji Zagoon couldn't recognize me. That's the lecturer. The lecturer. And he's saying, had it not been Ghana Muslim Academy, I wouldn't be here. I came to your classes. Had it not been you, I wouldn't pass my maths, let alone get an admission to university. And now I'm a lecturer. And the young people there, some of the students, have also actually come to our classes before, our school before. And so our first impact we've made, just about a week or two ago, I went to UPSA to pray. And I met a non-Muslim who is a lecturer who came and said, sir, I saw him and I said, this is a big man. I'm not your sir. And he said, you have forgotten me. I was at your classes. Non-Muslims. We used to have people who come from outside Accra to stay with people for the classes. Don't know what is still happening. But we used to have people who come for our classes. And our classes was very strategic. The reason why we organize the classes, we want people to pass and go to university. We realize that most of our students in the Zongos don't pass because they are afraid of mathematics. And if you don't pass maths, you are not going anywhere. So we bring people specifically and give them, sometimes we give them specific topics that we know WAEC will bring Bahamis to teach. So it was a targeted classes that when you come, the main core subject, you'll be able to pass and move on. Because we did some small research at the time. We realized that if you come to the base of education, the primary, the GSS, the SSS, we were there plenty. But if you go to the university, we were not there. We were not there. And so there must be something that must be done to get people there. And today I can say, Alhamdulillah, we've been able to make that impact. A lot of students came through our classes. And like you said, I agree with you. We don't even keep records. I was headmaster of the classes for 8 years. I was the second headmaster. The first headmaster was Brother Hussein, who handled the first ever classes, which we did at Amdania. And let me tell you, Anas Armia Anas was our student. Our vacation school has made tremendous impact. We need to improve it, like you said. whatever we do, we must improve to get a better results. Then, from the beginning, we thought that improving the lot of the Muslim youth and making them professionals without morals is useless, like you said. So from the beginning, the ayahs that you quoted were the ayahs we were actually relying on. And so we thought that, just giving them classes, it's not enough. We need to give them morals. We need to nurture. So we began a program called Islamic Quiz Competition. And it became so popular. Across the country, all the schools were competing. And schools were bringing school buses to teach us all. Some of those who actually participated are members of the academy right now. We have members of the academy who went through. Labaran, is he here? Is Labaran here? He was a student of our classes. Is there? Plenty. Malam Buba. Plenty of our members who are now our members. They were our students, but they are now our professionals at Tekbir. So we began the quiz competition touching on issues of morality to just conscientize the Muslim youth about the need to embrace Islamic morals in whatever you do. And it went well. Apart from that, we go to Makaran tests. I remember we went to Bodwase, Kaswa, Nima, every Makanta that in Nima, in a new Muslim academy, to engage the children, even at Makaranta, on issues of morality and education. So our guidance and counseling program, like you said, was not only at our vacation school. We went to Makarantas to now talk to them, get the understanding of the youth, get them to ask questions, get some guidance as to how to proceed in life. We did all this. Then came to our Ramadan lectures. I think he said it. It began as first time in the history of Accra, using English to do tafsir. First time in the history of Accra. You wouldn't find it anywhere apart from Ghana Muslim Academy. Because all the tafsirs were in Hausa. And it's not everybody in Accra who understood or understand Hausa. Then at a point in time, we said, no, this should be turned into a full-blown lecture where we raise issues from the Islamic perspective that actually provoke discussion in Ghana. Our Ramadan lectures are not only for Muslims. We bring issues that can be tabled for discussion, as a national issue. And so, I think since 2000 that we began the main Ramadan lectures. It has been every year we've been doing. We've been raising the issues. And our president mentioned some. And you'll be surprised. Some of the issues we are raising here is being adopted in certain quarters, in certain, decision making. Because, you see, government is not government when they don't get input from civil society. If you make noise, they hear, they talk about it. And so a lot of the issues we are raising here is being, taken. Is being taken by, people in government, and things are being done about it. Our Ramadan lectures, we are supposed to raise the issues and provoke discussion. We are not supposed to actually do, the recommendations. But we want everybody to know what is happening and how together as a community or as a country we can, solve the problem. My last part one, Sisters Forum. Muslim Academy came before FAMWAG. I was there when FAMWAG came, so nobody can challenge me. We were there before FAMWAG. And when we started Academy, we realized that issues of women has been silent. Nobody talks for our mothers and our sisters. There's no any forum where you can discuss objectively issues affecting women and girls. There were some pocket Muslim organizations, but they were not in that limelight like the Muslim Academy. So we decided to have every year, a forum called Sisters Forum, where issues affecting women and our mothers are discussed. And when we began, in fact, ministers of state, at the time that when Kufuor came and began the gender ministry, Madam Gladys Asma, I remember She came to Legon. We had our last lesson at Legon, the School of Business, and she was there. And so we started raising the issues of women before FAMWA came to start raising the issues. The revolution about the hijab, Muslim girls wearing their hijab to school, began with us. So from the beginning, we knew the problems. Began with us. The doctor is here. At a certain point in time, our ladies were even afraid to wear their hijab at Legon campus. We use our ladies who were in Legon, Hamdiya and Co, as guinea fowls, to encourage them to wear their hijab. And that brought the revolution, even before FAMWA came. And that is why I was telling Mr. President that we started Sisters Forum when there was no FAMWA. When there's FAMWA now, who is actually championing issues of women, we should leave it to them. Because at the time that we started Sisters Forum, there was no any organization that can handle it. But now we have FAMWA. So we can either collaborate with FAMWA or leave it with them to do it. And then we can take another measure. My final impact. I think I will come to the members of the Muslim Academy. If you are a member for the past 10 years, look at your state at the last 10 years and today. We directly or indirectly inspire each other. And so our members have moved from just being students to professionals. And I am one example. One of the places I got my inspiration from there was some kind of competition. The good one, the positive competition. The competition that and I want to go to university. I also want to I want to do masters. That competition has been able to improve us as a community, as an organization. We have been better off. And in fact, what we're saying, it is now that we have some members who are not committed. It's true. We have members who are not committed. But when we began and we were all committed, we cared about the development of one another. I'll give you an example. When I wanted to go to training college, and I was overqualified. At that time, if you have O-level, you have to get admission. I had O-level, I had my A-level, okay? And yet, I was moving around, and I was not taken. Then Brother Hussein, in the US, called me and said, no, I know Hajja Katumi. That was the first time I got to know Hajja Katumi. Let me take you to Auntie. They call her Auntie, Hajja Katumi. Then Brother Hussein took me to her house. She was staying around Malata, that area. In the night, around 9. And Hajja said the following morning I should come to her office at the ministry. And I went with Hussein to Hajja, and Hajja took me to the director in charge of teacher training, Mrs. Adabo. I can remember her name, Mrs. Adabo. And Hajja took me and said, this is my child, madam. He qualifies. And Hajja was having very good relationship with her bosses. So once we went there, the woman said, do you want to go to Abetifi Training College? And I said, yes. And she just wrote a paper like this and said, go today. It was 1 p.m. So go to Abetifi today and go and see the principal. It was Brother Hussein who directed me. And I can also tell you the people have directed, and others who have directed others. That Zumunchi, that good relationship, that care for one another has been there for us. And today, we have a lot of professionals who have been inspired by our own organization. There are a lot I can say, but if I say all today, you will not come to our 30th anniversary. I'm going to keep it. There are the sweetest ones that I'll tell you when we get to our anniversary. But like my brother said, we will need to move beyond what we have done so far. When you are celebrating a particular age, it's rather put some responsibilities on you to do more. We need to up our game as an organization. Otherwise, like he's saying, the type of youth we are dealing with today are the computer children. And we must be computer literate ourselves. We must be up and doing before we can handle them. I think moving forward from the next to the next 30 and 30, we must get strategies, like he said. Strategies that can help us to make more impact rather than what we are doing today. I want to urge every member who is part of the GAMP to count himself or herself lucky. This is the organization Allah was talking about in the Quran. Watakun minkum, ummatan. Let there be an organization that will go there and command what is right and forbid what is wrong. That's what we began. So it shouldn't be a favor for you to join us. It should be a favor for you to have joined us. And we must see your mark. Don't be just a passive member of the organization. Be a committed somebody who makes impacts and leaves some footprint. That is what we want every member to do. On the day of judgment, we shall all account for what we've been able to do. When you were a member of GAMP, what did you do? Allah will ask each of us. And so I don't expect Sister Fulera to be chasing people to pay their dues when you know that you are with the organization. It's a shame. It's a shame that you know you are with the organization. You must be chased before. This is your Al-Jannah. Nobody chases anybody for Al-Jannah. And so we must up our game and do even better as we celebrate our blessings. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.